Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here and welcome back to another Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're basically going to be discussing something a little interesting and something a little bit different than what I'm used to talking about. So if you guys have seen, of course, the Season 10 trailer for March of the Oni, the upcoming Ninjago season, and if you saw that little, I guess, history video that they put up the other day that, was supposed to be a trailer, but I guess, we're not getting that. It's fine, everything's okay. But anyway, if you've seen those two things, you might notice how basically they're reintroducing, I guess, the concepts of all of the older seasons of Ninjago. It's basically following in line with the Ninjago Legacy storyline, in which they're basically revisiting past seasons and basically reflecting on those decisions made in those respective seasons, of course. And of course, in the Monastery of Spinjitzu, they do have that mural on the wall, which is basically painted with representations of each of the past seasons. And if you saw those, you might notice something a little interesting. Of course, if you have not dabbled in the Ninjago books or the comic series, I highly suggest it. I have not personally before this video, but something tells me I should probably go and catch up because apparently one of those book series is actually canon to the TV show, as we see in this image here. So this sort of represents the missing or lost Ninjago season that we never really got. This is, of course, the Dark Island trilogy. This was actually a series of comic books. I forget when they came out, and I believe that they were written by, I think, the guy behind the Bionicle stories, if I'm not mistaken. But this was a book series comprised of 3 parts, parts 1, 2, and 3 naturally, and they basically center around a new story which takes place after Skybound but before Day of the Departed in the Ninjago canon storyline, and it actually features Klaus as the main villain, which definitely is really interesting. And what makes it interesting even more is that I've always knew that this book series existed. I've always known that it was out there, but it wasn't up until this point that we actually knew for sure that it was canon. Of course, we've received tweets in the past saying that it was, but now this actually having it, be presented in Season 10, we actually do know that it is canon. And naturally, I think it should have been a season, and I know a lot of people have not really been aware of this. A lot of people might not be aware that this storyline even exists. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and basically read the entire series. Not the actual books themselves, but basically I just went on the Ninjago wiki and I basically have the plot summaries here, and I'm going to be reading it word for word just to go ahead and get you guys caught up to speed. Of course, if you don't want to hear me read it, you can always go ahead and bounce on over to the Ninjago wiki itself and read it for yourself. That'll be in the description down below with that link, just in case you want. But if not, and if you do want to hear my somewhat soothing voice read this story, feel free to stick around, grab some popcorn, and it should be a good time. So let's get into it. And of course, after the reading is over, I will be giving my thoughts on the series in general and why I believe it should have been a season. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and jump right into it. After investigating the Dark Island following the disappearance of several sailors, Misako and Ronin are attacked by pirates in the midst of a storm. Sometime later, their boat washes up back in Ninjago. Wu, who has been meditating for some time and sensing a growing threat, quickly assembles the 6 ninja to take the Destiny's Bounty 2.0 in search of them, bringing along a mysterious crate in the process. Unfortunately, the group is caught up in a storm on the way to the island that scatters them, with Kai waking up in what appears to be a vast desert. Wu wakes up and finds the bounty damaged nearby, only for Lloyd to appear being chased by a group of angry gorillas. After eluding them, uncle and nephew get the bounty seaworthy and begin sailing upriver, with Wu noting that the influence of dark matter appears to be growing stronger all around them in his journal entries. Elsewhere, Jay and Nia awake at No Man's Bluff to find their communicators inactive, and so begin searching for the others. They soon come across an unexpected sight: the pirates who attacked Misako and Ronin, who happen to be members of Nadakon's crew, though only Jay and Nia remember the events due to their previous encounters due to Jay's wish. The pirates are captured by Ronin, who reveals that he was forced off their ship only for it to disappear along with Misako. As the ninja and pirates battle, the Leviathan appears and grabs Ronin, and Nia orders Jay to stop the pirates while she deals with it. However, he helps free Ronin instead, and the thief unveils his new mech and aids the ninja in driving off the sea beast. The trio then set off to find Misako. Lloyd and Wu continued their journey up the River of Darkness, only to notice the effects of the dark matter upon the environment, and they've begun to be affected by it themselves, with Lloyd abusing his powers before taking off alone in search of Misako. Wu is similarly affected, with an insect bite causing him to envision a dark copy of himself, who taunts him for using the ninja for his own gains. However, Wu is able to banish this illusion. Meanwhile, Zane and Cole awaken, and after encountering a large bird, find a mine where Misako and the captured fishermen are being forced to dig up dark matter. An enraged Lloyd arrives and begin attacking, but Zane and Cole are able to calm him down before going after Misako, who has fallen under the influence of the dark matter, but is purified by Lloyd's energy. The Sky Pirates mass for another attack, but the three ninja and the freed prisoners are aided by the arrival of Ronin, Nia, and Jay. Elsewhere, Wu discovers that the villain behind the troubles on the Dark Island is none other than Klaus, who had come to the island after failing to acquire the Teapot of Tyran due to Jay's final wish to Nauticon. Having used his magic to forcibly recruit Nauticon's crew, Klaus now seeks to use the dark matter to corrupt the Temple of Light, which will reunite the Dark Island and Ninjago as one landmass of darkness that Klaus will control. Klaus escapes Wu aboard the Misfortune's Keep, while the ninja acquire new vehicles created by Monkey Wretch and purified by their elemental energy. Cole then discovers Wu but is sent to search for the missing Kai. Kai, who has been wandering lost in the Billy Badlands, is captured by a pair of pirates but rescued by Cole, whose partial immunity to the dark matter enables him to reason with the partially corrupted Kai. The pair acquire new vehicles and set out to meet with the other ninja, eventually succeeding in doing so and making their way towards the Temple of Light. Unfortunately, a final convoy of dark matter needed to overwhelm the Temple of Light's defenses and corrupt it is already in motion, and the Dark Island itself is falling into chaos as a result of the evil energies. The ninja team reunites and attempts to stop the convoy, only to be attacked by Klaus and nearly buried under the magical sandstorm. Undeterred, the heroes make their way to the Temple of Light, determined to stop Klaus or die trying. Upon arriving at the temple, the ninja find that Klaus's plan is already well underway and are forced to confront his shadow army and sky pirates. Defeat seems inevitable, but Wu arrives and reveals the contents of his crate, his father's golden mech, which he soon pilots into the battle against Klaus. Klaus responds by creating his own shadow mech from the members of his army, and the two engage in a battle for only Wu to emerge victorious. The merging of Ninjago and the Dark Island is halted, the Temple of Light is restored to its original glory, and a vortex draws Klaus, unwilling to accept help from his enemies, into the underworld. With the Sky Pirates captured and the balance restored for the time being, the ninjas celebrate their victory. However, after returning to Ninjago, Wu notes in his journal that he senses another threat on the horizon, something involving Kai and Nia's mother and father and two twins he believed were lost in time. So that's basically the Dark Island trilogy. I hope you enjoyed my reading of it. Now let's get into why I think this should have been an actual season. First of all, the story wraps up several key points from older Ninjago seasons that were sort of just left over. The Dark Island and the Temple of Light are two in particular that I feel need to be addressed again. Of course, we do see Klaus, so now we finally know what happened to him. So at this point, Klaus is trapped in the underworld for the time being, so I guess that's something. And again, this series of books definitely goes ahead and I guess ties up a lot of loose ends that we really didn't see, and it kind of bridges the gap in between Season 6 and Day of the Departed. Of course, in this timeline, or in this story, the ninja are all wearing their Day of the Departed suits, and we do get some sort of explanation this time as to where these new vehicles for the ninja are coming from. Of course, the Monkey Wretch, or Monkey Wrench, whatever you want to call him, from Nauticon's crew back in Season 6, created the Rock Rotor, the Ultra Stealth Raider, Zane's Titanium Tumbler. Basically everything from Day of the Departed that the ninja had in terms of vehicles and gadgets all came from this storyline. And of course, the merging of the Dark Island and Ninjago into one does sound like something really interesting. And again, I'm really disappointed that this wasn't actually a full-on season, but we do know that it is officially canon to the Ninjago TV timeline, so if you have not yet read the Dark Island trilogy for yourself, I highly recommend doing it. I'm actually looking to find a place where I can buy these books and actually have them for myself, because reading the plot summaries from the Ninjago wiki really didn't do it justice in my opinion. I mean, we got a basic overall sense of what the story can be, but, you know, it wasn't really written in the best way, and clearly it's not written by a professional writer as opposed to the actual books themselves, so I highly recommend checking those out if you want to learn more about this actual Dark Island trilogy and what it's all about, and how it actually ties a lot of Ninjago's older concepts together. Again, things like the Dark Island, Dark Matter, and Klaus, you know, one of the greatest secondary villains throughout Ninjago. We finally understand what happened to him, and of course this does lead into Season 7 a little bit with Master Wu towards the end of the story, pretty much inferring that Rei and Maya are important and Acronix and Crux are on their way. So it is really exciting once you find a little piece of lost Ninjago media that really should be part of the actual show, because again, it ties in all these great stories together and it introduces something new while at the same time retaining older concepts and themes and actually integrating them into a story and having it make sense. I, for one, am really disappointed that this didn't actually end up being an actual season, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Dark Island trilogy, what you thought of my reading, and what you think of this overall storyline. Should it have been an actual season? And are you excited that now it's actually canon if you have actually read the series before? So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll just about do it for this video here. If you enjoyed the video, as always, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up rating, and of course remember to hit the subscribe button if you've not done so already. Once again, guys, the comment section is there for the various discussions that you would like to have regarding this topic, or if you just had a comment of a general nature, that's fine as well. Thank you so much for watching once again, guys. My name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.